Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to watch the video. Out here on the lake today, I got my little buddy with me there, Elijah. We're out here doing a little toy boat launching, fishing, swimming, just sort of having a fun day on the water. And I want to take a chance today. I want to give you guys sort of a detailed little seminar on how to fish flooded cover, flooded bushes and trees particularly. Here, you know, in the Ozarks right now, all of our lakes are flooded, you know, super high. It's going to provide a really good example of what to show you guys. And, you know, if you're fishing in May to June in a lot of parts of the country on man-made impoundments, you're dealing with high water sometimes. So, first of all, I love fishing high water, man. It's one of my favorite things to fish. Love flipping, love fishing heavy cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this bank right here that we've got. Got a lot of different mixed cover. And I'm going to pick apart and I'm going to show you guys what to look for and how to approach different types of cover here. So here we go. A lot of it has to do with the water level, exactly about how high it is, because like right now in this particular lake, the water's about 10 feet high. So you've got a lot of deeper bushes in the water here in 8 or 10 foot of water, yet you still have a lot of shallow cover up there. So the depth that the fish use, whether they're going to be up shallow or on these outside deeper bushes like this, it totally depends on the water clarity and water level. Now, if you've got clear water, like right here, we've got water visibility super clear. So a lot of times, if you've got clear, deep cover, these fish are gonna be on these deeper outside areas right here, simply because of the water clarity. Another thing what happens too is if you have a quick rise, see this bush line right here? This is normally what's called the old shoreline. If the lake was at normal level, this is where the bank would be. So a lot of times, these fish will not move up into the flooded cover. What? Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, put it down there. I'll get it here in a second. Okay, so a lot of times, guys, these fish, some fish don't want to move up into the shallow cover. Yeah, I'm doing a video. Okay, you can have that. Let me finish my video here. A lot of times, sorry about that, guys. A lot of times these fish, some of them, like half the fish will not want to move up into this cover. Half the fish will live on this old shoreline. So sometimes you can take like a Carolina rig or a crankbait or a shaky head and cast on the outside edge of these flooded bushes like this or trees and catch fish. Or you can fish shallower. Now, the clearer the water, like I said, the deeper they're going to be. Sometimes also, depending upon the diversity of cover, you may have some fish using hardwood trees like that. They may be out here in the bushes. And then also you can see the green trees up here. These are different type of trees. You've got oak trees, you've got ash trees, you've got sycamore trees, diversity. A lot of times you can pattern the fish on specific type of trees. Sometimes they'll be exclusively in this buckbrush. Sometimes they'll be on buckbrushes like that have green leaves on them. Sometimes they're going to be on isolated point bushes like that. Sometimes, like that tree right there, that's a sycamore tree. Sometimes you can run a pattern and fish nothing but sycamore trees. So one of the big keys, guys, in fishing flooded cover, if you have a diversity of flooded cover, is identify the type of trees that the fish are in. Sometimes they use all of them, but sometimes they specifically get on certain ones. Also, pay attention to shade. See the shade line against the bank up there? A lot of times, it doesn't matter what the water visibility is, you can take like a frog or floating worm, catch them up shallow. But my favorite way, guys, when I'm fishing flooded cover like this, by far, the favorite technique that I have is flipping and pitching. So what I want to do is I want to go in through here and I'm looking for the complex pieces of cover. See, if you look at some of this stuff here, it's pretty uniform. But if you get up like here, you'll notice like here's a more complex, thicker bush piece of cover. Now this is going to be a high percentage area. You got more cover for the fish, you've got more places for them to be at. I would consider that a high percentage target. Flipping and pitching is going to be my main thing. The next thing I'm going to do is based upon the light conditions. Say early or late in the day, a lot of times I can take a walking topwater on these edges out here. I could take a swim bait like the Megabass Magdraft and catch them. Or like I said, the shade lines like back in here can be key too. But by far, guys, one of the most important things you need to remember. What's that? Okay, hey, no, hold on a second. Let me have that. You can't have ice.
I'm sucking on my ice.
No, you can't suck on ice. No, no, you can't. You can't suck on ice, Elijah. Sorry about that. By far, guys, one of the things you need to remember is the isolated cover like this. If you've got bushes Hold on a second, guys. I got to put this fire back at it. Elijah was wanting to suck on some ice, so I had to tell him that he can't suck on ice. So anyway, guys, one of the most important things to remember when you're dealing with vast areas of flooded cover like this, look for isolated individual thicker pieces like this. Anytime you have a bush that is isolated away from a line of bush, this is going to be a high percentage area. So another thing in here, guys, is a lot of times when you're dealing with flooded cover, the part of the cove you can also pattern. Like, see, you got the back end right here. Sometimes they're going to be in the back ends, even in early summer, sometimes on the sides, and even sometimes on the points. Normally, if the water's extremely high, they're going to be on the mid part of the banks here. Normally, if the water's barely in the bushes, where you don't have a lot of water in the bushes, the deepest bushes are going to be in the back. And also, just sort of a mid-range, I like to stay out on the points. That can be really good here. But a lot of times, just covering water, guys, getting to an area where you think there's a good mix of cover, figuring out the type of bait they want, the color, and that type of stuff. And that's going to be the key. That's just sort of give you guys a foundation about how to fish flooded cover. If I could give you guys one piece of advice over anything else, is pay attention to your water clarity, because your water clarity is going to dictate how deep you need to fish in the flooded cover, and it's also going to dictate, you know, the bait selection that you have there. So don't be scared about it, man. If you guys haven't fished flooded cover, it's one of the most fun ways to catch them. Super exciting way. And we're going to get out here right now. I got the old school jig ready for action and see if we can catch a few. See y'all later.